Hey, I'm Chris Duke, the Glamping Guy, here to help landowners develop safe, legal, and profitable glamping operations on their private property. Now, this year and next year, I'm really dedicated to developing what I call extras. These are add-ons that add to our bottom line because they are things that people don't pay for their rent, but they pay extra. And that has become a major revenue source for us this last year. I plan on making it even better next year. So I'm going to pull back the curtains a little bit and show you what the extras page that I have in our welcome book, as well as some preliminary emails that I send out to let people know that, hey, they could upgrade their experience if they add these extras. The first upgrade is what I call standard upgrades. Sometimes the OTAs or the online travel agents add these on already. These are things like a second vehicle, an extra guest, an extra mattress, or an extra person, and for each pet. So those are extras that we add on. Guests usually do expect that there will be an extra charge for like a guest or parking or a pet. And those I call standard upgrades because the OTAs will allow me to add that on to their pay. The second upgrade that I have, or the second extra I have, is a propane service. Now, I used to give away propane and then charge for the propane gear, like grills, fire pits, and heaters. I've swapped that around because in my experience, people kind of expect to pay for propane. That's a consumable. So we service propane for $35 and people just go ahead and pay it and enjoy instead just the grill and the fire pit and the heater that we provide for them at their tents. The next extra, which I think everyone should charge for, are early check-ins and late checkouts. Again, these are things we used to not charge for, but we do now because they're kind of a pain. We have to reschedule our cleaning services and things like that to get people in early, and stay late, and they're staying longer on the glamping property. I've found this to be actually the most profitable upgrade because it really costs us nothing. We pay the cleaners for cleaning, and rearranging the schedule doesn't take too much brain effort. So that extra we all should be charging as glamping operators. And I call it the arrive early or sleep in my welcome book. The next extra we came up with as an idea this last year because someone specifically asked us for it. It's called the romantic surprise, and it involves three things. One is rose petals. We buy fake rose petals at the dollar store. 2, balloons, and 3, a bottle of wine. And it's our homemade wine that we make ourselves. It's very, very nice. They walk in and they see the rose petals. It's usually one person who's booking, and they're surprising their mate or their boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife, and they see that romantic surprise on the bed there waiting for them. Then the next one we used to provide for free also. A lot of these you see that we kind of trial them for free, and that's the private hot tub. We used to have hot tubs in some of our sites. Some of them we didn't have. Some are off grid. We just didn't have them. But you know what? Hot tubs are a real pain in the butt. They're not easy to maintain. People mess them up a lot. We had problems this last summer with minerals in the water. So when the chlorine would shock it, it would turn brown for a few days, and we had to explain that to guests, and it became a real hassle. And the chemicals are a real hassle too. And you know what? The ones who really know about hot tubs don't like to stay in hot tubs or share a hot tub because people do wild things in hot tubs, and we don't like it. So instead, now we charge for a portable hot tub experience, and we'll go ahead and set that up for you. So we bring the hot tub, we pull it out of the containers, we fill it up with water, hot water, and then that's how we do it. Now, these hot tubs are 250 gallons of water, so it takes a lot. We just recently put in instant hot water heaters so we have an infrastructure that would support that and fill these hot tubs up with heated water. That's an infrastructure element we needed to make that work, but hopefully we just instigated that. But now what we don't have to do is keep hot tubs at each unit going all the time. So even when there's a vacancy, the hot tub is running, wasting money, and getting old. They get dusty and mucky and stuff. Like I said, they're a pain in the butt to maintain. It's actually easier to take them out of a box and inflate them and fill them up whenever somebody pays. That's an extra that I'm hoping will make quite a profit. The next one is wine tastings. Now, this is something that I actually got a state permit for. It's called a B&B license, and we are able to gift our people with wine. We make our own wine, we make our own kombucha, and we make our own beer. So we have quite a tasting. But it is our way, Wendy and my way, to really get to know the guests, and we sit on their decks and we bring our own lawn chairs, and we just sit and converse and get to know each other for an hour or two while we have the adult beverages, and we have found actually the wine tastings to be some of the most enjoyable things, the most enjoyable aspect we provide in our glamping operation. Okay, second to the last is the Colorado Cookout. The Colorado Cookout is we actually fill a cooler for you. It will typically be like the meat we have in the freezer. We might have some elk steaks or some buffalo burgers or something like that. We've got food. We make the patties, and we provide some chips and some drinks and some things like potatoes or something like that, and we deliver it to you in a cooler. So technically, it's not cooked food. It is something that you would buy at the supermarket uncooked, and you would cook it on your grill. And so we don't cook it for you. We call it the Colorado Cookout. Each of our venues has a grill with propane there. Well, you rent the propane, I mentioned that earlier, and it's there to use during your glamping adventure. We just go the extra mile and do the shopping for you. So it's called the Colorado Cookout. It's a dinner for two, and we enjoy doing that for people. Now, the final extra isn't really an extra, but it is an opportunity for the guest to tip their cleaner. They can go ahead and leave a tip via the same Venmo code that I have in their welcome book, and then they can tip them, and then they just have to tell me the venue so that I can get that to the right cleaner. So there you have it. Those are my extras that I provide. I'll probably adapt this over time. Things come up, and might have some extras. If you have some ideas, go ahead and post them below, because I'll definitely give them a try. It's a way to make a little bit of extra revenue, actually quite a bit of extra revenue. We were averaging about $1,000 a month on just extras alone this last summer, and I plan on doing even better next year as I flesh out my extras page and become a better glamping host. I hope that helps you as a glamping host in building your glamping operation on your private property. Till next time, I'm Chris Jube, the Glamping Guy.